Hello indie game fans! A surprising number of great games are launching out of early access next week, so without further ado, here are the top 5 best new releases of the week. Last Epoch is an action RPG which combines time travel, dungeon crawling, and extensive character customization. Being a huge fan of the Diablo series, I'm always keen to check out new games in the genre, and this certainly has its hooks. It has an almost MMO-style character progression, with 5 base classes and 15 mastery classes, so plenty to mess with if you like to try every class. I'm partial to pet classes myself, so if I dig into this, I'm looking forward to playing as the Beastmaster or Necromancer.
In the dark days of centuries past, an otherworldly beast known as the Maw appeared in Tiora, leaving ruin in its wake. In this time of need, 7 great heroes rose against the threat. The battle was fierce, but the heroes prevailed, and the beast was vanquished. In slaying the beast, the heroes gained the power of immortality. They formed the Council of Immortals to rule over the land and enforce order to prevent such a catastrophe from ever happening again. But powerful as the Immortals may be, they are few. Thus, they created the Order of Arbiters to enforce their will and protect the land. As agents of the Immortals, Arbiters wield absolute authority. They are judge, jury, and executioner. But in time, the Order of Arbiters has grown complacent and corrupted. Could a threat as dire as the ancient beast itself be looming over Tiora?
Love Final Fantasy Tactics? Then be sure to check out Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark. This is a turn-based tactics RPG with over 20 classes and 200 abilities, a meaty story campaign, and even cosmetic customization and equipment. Playing as an Arbiter sworn to protect the world, you then uncover a deepening corruption within your order and must overcome it to do your part to secure the world from the dreaded threat of an ancient beast. Bright, colourful art and an in-depth combat system makes for more tactical fun. The previously covered Tales of the Neon Sea is an adventure game with some impressive pixel art, set in a neon-soaked cyberpunk cityscape. Play as a private investigator, taking on odd jobs to make ends meet. Things fall apart when our protagonist gets entangled in a murder case, but this then involves tracking down a long elusive killer in this thrilling adventure.
This is lead researcher Archer calling any survivors on this frequency. Is anyone out there? I repeat, this is lead researcher Archer calling for any survivors on this frequency. Is anyone... Rose?
This is Nikola Tesla speaking, and unless it wasn't already obvious, this ship is under strict quarantine. There is to be no movement on or off the Helios.
Ada, what the hell is going on?
Close to the Sun is a thriller set in an alternate history in 1897 when Nikola Tesla was very successful and created a haven for scientific minds and thinkers named the Helios, which is a large ship out at sea. Playing as a journalist, Rose Archer was invited to the ship by her sister. Things quickly turned grim upon arrival, since the ship was desolate and the stench of rotting flesh permeated the air.
My dear sister, I didn't board the Helios knowing what would happen, only that pursuing my research could change the world. And we did! Just not in the way I'd imagined. You've always tried to protect me. It's now my turn to protect you.
It bills itself as a horror game, and one can certainly see the influence of games like Outlast or Soma, but the developers are pretty explicit in distancing themselves from BioShock, since the inherent experience will be quite different. Nevertheless, interesting world to explore, and this launches on consoles and on the Epic Games store.
Prying eyes and cynical money men, here all that matters is progress as we reach for the very stars themselves. It is our floating home and the cradle of mankind's technological evolution. You walk within the very future of the human race, and you are most welcome.
Too close to the sun.
For the ambitious tycoon, the start of a thriving empire is only ever one deal away. Exploiting gaps in the market and meeting demand is all in a day's work for a cunning entrepreneur. And expanding your business is necessary if you're to keep up with the times. But you won't be the only one looking to make it big. Competitors in self-sufficient towns will soon leave you looking for that next niche in the market. And a change of entrepreneurial tactics might be necessary to fend off financial collapse. However, be careful with your newfound direction. A poorly planned infrastructure will grind your business to a halt. And badly placed polluting industry will be sure to harm your reputation and quickly turn your business allies into foes. But the savvy business person will have all this under control with well-executed trade routes by road, water, air, and rail. And a well-targeted PR campaign will soon have those green towns and villages back on side and accepting your goods. All that's left to worry about is what you're going to produce next. For you are an industrialist, and success is in your blood. And who knows what the next new day will bring in Rise of Industry.
Finally, Rise of Industry hits 1.0 next week after slightly more than a year in early access. This is a complex city builder game that has you managing your business empire as a budding entrepreneur. With over 100 individual products to manage at all stages of production, the ability to build transportation networks from roads to trains, and some pretty nice low-poly art, this is certainly a tycoon game to dig into. As shown by yesterday's video, I do love the genre, and interestingly enough, have a little bit of history with this game. I first chanced upon it in an early build when the name of the game was still Project Automata, and made a video very early on in this channel's life. Following a failed Kickstarter, the team managed to find a publisher and renamed and continued to work on the project, so it has been quite a journey for them as well as myself looking back, hence the #1 spot of the week. For more upcoming indie game new releases, check out the previous video or watch my recommended playlist, and I will see you after the jump.